Hello and welcome to Show of Hands Hangout number 47. 47 sounds right. Um, I should know, I just wrote it down like 10 minutes ago, but whatever, I don't. Um, as a heads up, we will have two more people jump in the next little bit, so that'll come up. One of them's twss and the other one is Julie. My lighting's kind of weird, but we'll fix that too. It's harder to do everything solo on this side. Uh, we have one new user, two returning. I'll have you introduce yourself, say who you are on the app, what you want us to call you here, and um, the funniest thing that happened to you this week. Uh, start with Bama. Go. I'm going to fix the lighting in the meantime.
Oh my. Okay. I am BamaGirl on the app. You can call me Bama or you can call me Susan. I'm fine with either one. Um, the funniest thing that has happened to me this week, I don't have a clue. Because I'm actually not working this week, so I'm not seeing people. Um, let's see, other than church. Let's see, did anything funny happen? I don't know. Random little kid running up and hugging me. I have no clue. No clue. Nothing funny has happened to me this week that I can think of. Yeah. Burnt my hand tonight. That wasn't too funny. Yeah. Nothing funny. Sorry.
Happens. Or doesn't happen, I guess. How about you? Are you?
Let's see. I'm. Are you want to get seen on the app? Call me RU or Joshua. Whatever you like. Funny things that have happened this week. Uh, I got on the subway going the wrong direction. That was cool. Which brilliant. But I was paying attention. I looked at my audiobook. Life's good, and I'm like, all right, number 6. This is the one. Step on. I'm sitting there, and then I had headphones on. I'm not listening to them speak to stop. I knew I had like 4 or 5 stops before I was gonna get off, and I was like, huh, something just didn't seem right. So then I looked up and I'm like, wow, would you look at that? I'm going the wrong way. So yeah, that was awesome. That was amusing.
I had one of those a couple of years ago. I was driving back to the west side of Michigan from Detroit, and a couple of freeways were closed, and so at one point it rerouted in this weird way that essentially ended up having me drive past Lansing to the north. So I was coming back down on 69 West, and because of whatever kind of detour you had to hop on 96 East and then exit and then go a couple miles off, I wasn't really paying attention. Like, oh crap, I'm going right back to where I came from. I got probably 5, 10 miles before I was like, shoot, I
Yeah.
should have realized this. And it's like 2 in the morning, so I'm only half paying attention anyway because there's no other car on the freeway.
The
Uh,
problem is that some of those expressways, you start going the wrong way, you have to wait 5 miles before there's a way to get off of it and come back around.
yeah. Well, the Lansing area is enough to where there's an exit every mile and a half or so. And I know the area well enough to where at least I started to recognize names and was like, shoot, there's a problem. But um, I know like um, my mom is bad with directions, and I think she probably would have made it to the bridge before realizing there was a problem. Like it's bad. Sorry. Side note. Tenderous, you're up.
Hello, I am tenderous on the app. You can call me Tender, or tenderous. Either one is fine. And the funniest thing that happened to me this week is, well, on Sunday, we had this essay that, someone texted me that there was an essay, I'm in high school, that there's an essay due tomorrow, and if I had done it yet. So I didn't know we had an essay. So I texted other people asking if what the essay was about and instruction, and it looks like they didn't know either. Like no one was paying attention, and it turns out it was just a joke that the first guy played.
Oh,
You didn't write it, did you?
Oh wow.
I did half of it, but
Oh, man.
2 hours on that.
Oh, I know, those are like the dreams that you end up having until, well, probably forever. There are still nights where I'll wake up and wonder, wait a second, I'm not even enrolled in that class. I was never enrolled in that class. Why am I? I did once have a computer science class that I missed the first exam because, or I missed the midterm. It was one of those classes that had a midterm and a final. I missed the midterm because it got rescheduled in class to a different day than was on the syllabus, and I showed up and on the day for that was supposed to be the midterm, and talked to the prof and said, hey, I'm wondering if there's any kind of situation where I can still pass this class. Who are you? Like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm out. But that was the closest I ever came to that, I guess. I am Firefly5 on the app, Guyton in real life, and the funniest thing that happened to me this week. Jump in. Oh, boy. The funniest thing that happened to me this week probably had something to do with being on campus. What happened? I remember there was some story I told you earlier this week that I thought was really funny. I laughed pretty hard at. Yeah. I had a student try and call me out for, this was one of my students who was an engineering student, try and, it was really only funny if you were there. No, I don't have anything. Oh, last week, a couple weeks ago, I had somebody run into me in the parking lot, just some stranger, and they stopped and said, "Hey, could you tell me where to drop off my keys?" For what? For the valet parking. And I look, and there's this little sign that says Valley Parking.
yeah.
VALLEY. Okay. I thought about just telling them that I would take the keys, but I didn't.
That would have been stellar. Have you seen that one? Posted a video of it's like one of those public warning messages where they say never let this happen to you, and it shows the inside, the camera in the inside of a car, and this woman driving, and she hits an animal. And it's middle of the night, pitch black, headlights are on, dark road, country, and you see her get out, and you're filled with all this trepidation because you're almost like, oh, what's going to happen, you know? And who's going to come out, who's going to hurt her, or whatever. And so she goes over and she looks down at this dog, and the dog's laying there looking dead. And so she gets on her phone, call for help or whatever, and she kind of turns her back, walking away, and the dog leaps up, and you see the next thing, it's this dog behind the the steering wheel. You hear the door close, and it drives off. Don't let this happen to you. And it was awesome. It was great. It made me laugh.
That's fun. That's fun. I like it. We lost one.
Uh-oh. Susan.
We lost Bama. I imagine she'll be back, but who knows? And we're missing Ron. I don't know. He's doing married things. There we go. Question from Solus. I'm sorry, man, and we've even had you on, and I have such a hard time saying your username out loud.
Bama?
No, Osolis.
Oh, Solus. I thought you were talking about me. I was like, what?
Nope, I'm getting better with it. With it? No. All right. Osola says, let's play Marry One, F1, Kill One. Hitler, Stalin, and Kim Kardashian.
Oh, okay, that was easy.
Although Twist says this has to be discussed. Maybe we should wait for her on that one.
He's like, I don't see this.
We'll wait for her on that one.
Who's this?
That's tender. 10. Let's see. Ima says, what was your all-time best Halloween costume, and what was your best treat? We'll go with Halloween treat. Sorry. I don't know. Why don't we start with 10?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Okay. My favorite, or my best Halloween treat, Butterfingers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
I just like the cream of it.
Oh, really? Cream? You couldn't have, like, had any other way to describe how good Butterfingers are, but you're like, so cream, and
Voice cream and a credit. Really, all up in arms.
you like it when it gets, like, stuck in your teeth crevices? Is that what?
It is. Yeah. That's awesome. Well played.
It leaves your mouth a little less moist.
Yeah.
Moist.
What's wrong with you?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah. Now you know that Julie does not like that word, so we take every opportunity we have.
There used to be pancakes. That was fun.
I never had this one.
No, I know.
Okay. Okay, so what's your favorite Halloween costume? Oh, was it just one or the other? I don't want that.
Wait,
What was your favorite? Yeah, costume.
The, it's been like 3 years since I've been trick-or-treating.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 16.
Oh, okay.
I'd say Harry Potter. I looked really good in that.
Well done. Well done.
When was that?
Like, it had to be like 5 years ago in elementary.
Aw.
Nice.
How about you? Are you?
All right.
I
My
dressed up like a bear and then never took it off.
group. That's an easy one. My favorite treat. I'm gonna have to go with the Reese's peanut butter cup pumpkins, big those. But I
Are they
think
just,
Hmm?
what are they? Are they?
the peanut butter cups.
Oh, okay.
People think. And my best costume may be this year actually, because Foodie and I are gonna go to like a beer tasting thing, and it's a costume party too, and I'm gonna go with Michael Myers with the full mask. Can you hear me? Is it
Yeah. Who are you going as?
Michael Myers from Halloween?
Oh, I was like Austin Powers.
No, that's yes. Going as Dr. Evil.
It's like I'm confused.
So, and she's gonna go as the nurse in white that gets stabbed in the original Halloween. So she's going to have a protruding butcher knife from her back, and I will be wearing the Myers mask with the blue overalls and boots and whole bit. And it should be horrifying because I'm about the right size for that.
Cute couples costumes.
Don't make me bring up last week when you were like, I'm gonna go anywhere where he goes, whatever he picks.
You can smell my foot even.
Still gagging.
That's true love.
Oh man.
What's your favorite or best costume? You were Hitman. That was pretty good.
That was Hitman. That was good. I shaved my head.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
I drew a barcode on it.
Yeah. It was before
That's
I was,
dedication to a costume.
I liked it. That was a fun costume. It was kind of nice too. It was really comfortable. It was just, wear a suit.
Yeah.
It was very easy. I had to get a red tie. I think that was it.
People look good. I gotta find your thing a lot.
Hmm.
Oh,
And then, yeah, that was probably my favorite one.
it's the only one.
What did we do last?
We were dinosaurs.
We were dinosaurs.
Last year.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Tails and hoodies with spikes and stuff. It's a different game now with having kids
Right? I
that
can't
do Halloween stuff again.
be a slutty fill in the blank anymore. Just kidding.
Oh, I don't know. I think you're holding back. You can go as the slutty zombie runner, and then
Yeah.
kind of hit all of that all in one. Like a gouge out of your neck.
I never find your.
It should be nearer the top than that.
Oh, that's what I thought. I can't find it. Maybe I did unfollow you.
You probably did. Blame you,
I shared it, so you should be able to see it.
Yeah, what the heck?
Oh, you follow a lot of people that I don't.
Yeah. Sure. No, I follow you because anyways. So what's your favorite treat?
Oh, my favorite treat. Caramel apple pops. I think those are pretty fun.
Caramel what?
Caramel apple pops, those suckers, they're like apple flavored suckers and
With
they
the caramel
have
in it?
caramel over top.
I have not had one of these.
Oh, you should.
I will.
What do you... Really?
I might need an insulin shot after this, but yeah.
Oh,
They're
no,
not
they're
too
not
bad.
bad. The apple, the sucker part's kind of tart, so it's nice offset with the caramel. I mean, I usually feel like I have 1,000 canker sores and my tongue is cut after I eat one of them, but clearly it has stopped from eating multiple of them. So, you know what I'm saying? Where's Trish?
She said she'll jump in once her kids are in bed.
Oh, here she is. Oh, but she's not coming. Good.
Okay, I'll just tell her. Okay, no, I'll just.
Kids. All right, BamaGirl, what's yours?
I think it was when I was Wonder Woman as a little girl, but it's my favorite because I had, one of those stupid masks that you can't breathe out of with the 2 holes, and it was really hot that Halloween here, so Mom wouldn't let me wear the mask, so she actually put makeup on me and let me wear a little tiara that she had. And so that's why it was my favorite, because I had never gotten to do that before. I had always just worn the stupid little plastic mask. So. And and my favorite candy is sweet tarts. Pretty much anything that's sweet and sour.
Tarts like
sweets.
They usually come in a thingamawhopper.
Uh-huh.
Those really big ones.
No, I like the little ones.
Okay.
And I prefer the grape flavored or the apple flavored, but
Yeah. Again, my tongue usually feels like I have like 1,000 canker sores, but I've still eaten probably a good too many of them. Nice. All right. Let's see. I don't know where we are. Did we already do the zombie apocalypse, you guys?
No, that was the first question we did. This one we just stopped.
What one?
This one we just answered was the first question we did.
Oh, okay, good. Wait, we're having way down here. Oh, okay. Good.
We skipped the question that Twist answered, or that Twist wanted in on Alfie's question, because we were kind of waiting for it.
You mean Alsoris?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So are we going to ask anyways, or should we wait until next week?
Oh, yeah, Twist is going to jump in next week.
Okay, well, I'll ask it next week.
Oh, she's bailing on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, she couldn't make it.
Her kids won't go to bed or some crap.
Silly kids.
I know.
That's okay. Let's see. Cool.
Okay. British guy wants to know the story behind your show of hands user name.
What happened?
What?
I didn't hear what the question was.
The story behind your name.
Oh.
All right, Ken, let's have it.
Okay, so when I was a kid, I always went to McDonald's and got my favorite item on the menu was chicken tenders. And in school that day, we were creating an account for this. I'm not sure what it was, but we had to choose a username. So I chose tenders, but that was already taken. So the suffix of the week that week was OUS. So I just added OUS onto the end of tender, about tenderous. I've been using that ever since.
Well,
Do you still eat tenders from McDonald's?
Oh no,
What?
I don't like it anymore.
Oh, his palate's all sophisticated now. He doesn't slum it with McDonald's nuggets.
Speaking of sophisticated palates, we just found out that a particularly good fried chicken place opened up near us.
It's the important things that matter, all right? The important things like fried chicken. Ridiculous.
Are you?
Well, I had picked out the name Are You One to Be Seen back in 1997 when I got my first gateway computer and needed an AOL email address. And so Are You One to Be Seen? Well, and it was originally it was You Are One to Be Seen, but then that identity got stolen, and so I had to shut down that, and I just changed it to Are You One instead of You Are One, and then I eventually dropped my AOL and picked up my Yahoo, and then I just used that when I came to the house. So,
I had no idea this name was around so long.
yeah, it's an oldie. It's an oldie.
It's oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, I hope so.
I forgot AOL ever existed.
What? How could you forget AOL ever existed?
That's what.
You haven't been to it lately? It's still out there.
With a little
Yeah.
guy that would run and then hear the.
The modem noises.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have AOL. We had, what was it called? The free one. Net Zero was free if it was, like, if you were willing to go with slow speeds, but everything was slow because even the fast speeds were still dial-up. I mean, like, yeah.
I can remember one of the first times I saw the internet used in somebody's house was a dude that was like, "Hey, I gotta show you this car," right? And so they had to sign on. He had a 14.4 modem, and so the picture was maybe a meg, right? And it was like each line of the picture really coming across. You were sitting there, staring at it, waiting. It was a sailing Mustang, and I wouldn't wait for that now. Half a second, let alone sit there, just stare and wait.
Oh.
But awesome to be part of all that. Yeah. Oh.
I love it. I love it. BamaGirl.
Good job. I have actually been using some variation of BamaGirl since probably
1997.
2000, no, like 2002 or 3, at least as usernames. It's actually something that many female fans of the University of Alabama call themselves. And then, of course, I'm not only a fan, but I'm from the state, so there's dual purposes on SoHH.
Nice. Nice. Next question. Wait, you didn't do yours.
Oh, maybe did you?
Yeah, but I'm not really.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, go ahead.
So Firefly was a fantastic show, and it's also a really cool little instrument or insect that
Sounds like
lights
instrument.
itself up. So that was that, and then the 5 was because it was taken, and 5 was like jersey and a couple sports. It's really not very exciting.
Here, and I thought it was because you would like liked your family and there's 5 of us.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking.
That was before we had our. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. I'm gonna change wherever we're gonna live is not.
Also, there are 5 of us.
I noticed that it's not Mommapomba 5, so don't worry about it, man. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Mama, it's all about the Mommapomba, what you're saying.
Pomba.
Whatever. Pamba, Pambi, stand up.
Oh. Oh.
Thank you.
Anyways, my name is Mommapomba for the illiterate out there. And Mama, see, at least I incorporated the fact that I have a family. I am, a mama.
Yeah.
That look.
And the Pomba is because we used to do a Brazilian martial arts called capoeira, and they had nicknames or apelidos, and mine was Pomba, which means dove. And so it's nice because there's like the O and the M and Mama and the O and the M and Pomba, so it just whatever. So people would always call me Mama Pomba also because I was the only one in the group that had chillins. So there you have it. I tried to change my name. Apparently that didn't work out so well. So, yeah.
Good. Cool.
Moving on.
The wolf asks, the apocalypse comes, but instead of zombies, people turn into wolves. How do you survive? Yes, I'm not planning anything.
That's an awesome expression.
I wouldn't.
I'm going to get mauled.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's a certain level of not just wanting to like roll over and die, but I don't think that highly of myself to think that I need to like save myself until the very end. So like, no, I'm done. No.
You're going to lay down, give it up.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not just like gonna go hang out in my front yard, and hope that something gets me. But people do crazy things for survival, and I don't know. That's just me. I mean, I would do crazy things for the kids, but but yeah, I don't have that. I don't know that innate. I gotta survive.
Well, I think you have to, given your circumstances, your desire for survival would be, in fact, to protect the little ones. So
Correct.
it's kind of the same thing that most people do, probably do in general.
So.
Wolves. How about we just leave the doors shut? I mean,
True, they're wolves.
Yeah.
they're wolves. They're not that smart.
You're
They're
gonna
not
get
that
hungry,
organized.
so you have to like go out and.
Yeah, I know, but we have.
You want to bring it in, you got dinner. So there you go.
What are the odds that they're going to sit there in the garage and wait for you? You go into your garage, you get in your car, then you open the garage, and you're okay again. And when you pull back in, all you have to do is make sure that there's not a wolf in your garage before you get out of the car, and you're okay, right?
Right.
And
Well, when you say it like that.
I mean, if you're really worried about it, you can Billy Joel your way into the store and just drive straight through the wall. Then you don't have to worry about parking lots. I don't know. I think wolves would be not a very scary apocalypse. Not to detract from your question, the wolf, but they're not smart enough to worry me. How about you, Ken? What are you doing? How are you surviving this?
I'd probably do the same thing, just lock the door, get food, just wait it out. I mean, I'm not sure I can do much else. Going outside would be a death sentence.
I guess maybe you could catch one.
Yeah, but it depends how many wolves there are. I mean, how many would there be? Would there be like flooding the streets or?
Well, if all people that would normally turn into zombies turn into wolves, that's a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying. See? And he's all like, just don't go outside. You gotta eat.
Right, you shoot the wolves and eat them.
I was gonna say that's what I'm taking the shotgun for, but what do I know?
Okay. All right. I was gonna make like a really racist joke, but I'm not gonna. So, huh?
But wolves?
About, never mind. I'll tell you later.
About shooting?
About shooting. Well, I feel like I can make semi-racist jokes about Asians,
Oh.
but I did that one time, and then I felt really bad right at the end of a show, and I was all like worried about it. So I'm just not gonna. Yeah.
Got it.
So everybody says wolves aren't scary, just stay inside. Is that what we've all decided?
Basically, yeah.
Yep, and unless all of a sudden he comes across on the app and says, no, these are wolves with like human intelligence. That's gonna change the game.
So like in Underworld? No, that's Underworld, where they're like wolves, but they're like smart, humany, big things. You know what I'm talking about? Whether it's lichens?
Lycanthropes?
What?
These are werewolves.
Are
I
they
was gonna say werewolves or human and wolf?
Maybe that's a Nema, kibbles and bits. Oh. Okay. Moving on. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, oh, okay. So big fat pastor asks, how of time? I think it's supposed to be much. How much time does each of you spend on show of hands answering and asking and answering questions daily? Hashtag I am WTK. I don't know what that is.
I'm looking right now. I didn't.
I don't know what that is. What is that? I feel so old. I don't know.
I
What,
don't know what I am WTK is either.
what does the hashtag mean?
No clue. Do you know, Tinder?
No.
Uh,
Well, it's not an age thing then.
I am wanting to know.
Oh.
Probably I am wanting to know. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Want to know.
There you go.
All right. So, BamaGirl, how much time do you spend?
Well, it's not all together, so I don't know. I'm gonna guess maybe 2 hours max most days. Probably less than that. But I break it up, So it's a few minutes here and a few minutes there, and probably no more than 30 minutes at a time usually.
How much time do you spend on show of hands asking and answering questions? Big fat pastor wants to know.
Science polls take me a bit longer because,
Science.
yeah, they take some research and stuff. About half the time. But I guess I don't really spend that time on there unless you
Yeah, but it says
type it into
asking questions, so I
Yeah.
think that would.
Yeah, that probably counts.
I would think so.
That part takes longer, but other than that, I'll do it at night before I go to sleep. But I don't usually spend much time on it during the day. Except once in a while if I'm feeling like, I don't know, kind of scrapping around a little, then it happens and I get pretty decent debates and sometimes just keep trying to be rational while someone calls me an idiot.
I mean,
Happens pretty
everybody gets in those moods like where they want to just start picking a fight, no? Or is that just us?
Yeah, everybody gets in the mood of what?
To want to start something. Like there are some days you're like, I would let that comment slide, but then there are other days you're like, yes, I'm so glad that this person said this. Thank you. I am so gonna not let this go.
It is now on. Yes.
Yes.
No, I really don't do that.
Oh, see, I only get in those moods every.
Now
once
there
in a while.
are days that I'm like, there's no way I'm venturing into that poll to make a comment. And then some days where I'm like, okay, I'll make a comment, and if somebody attacks, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? But I don't usually go to pick a fight.
I don't go to pick fights, but if somebody, there are the days where I'm like, I'm just not even gonna look at the comments because I can't. My faith in humanity will just. But But then there are other days where I'm like, I'll read these, and then if somebody makes a particularly interesting comment, let's say, I'm just like, thank you, thank you. That's exactly what I wanted somebody to say today. And now it's on like Donkey Kong. But they don't know that they just started a fight with me.
Awesome.
And then I usually feel bad about it in a couple of hours. But whatever. We all have our feisty moments, I think.
We do. I often regret my feisty moments later. I should have like write it out and then I'll let it sit there and soak in like my notes app for 20 minutes. When I come back and read it, it's not that I think that I was wrong about what I said. It's just like all of a sudden I realized I stepped into this pool of fetid nonsense I don't want to be part of, and that's more generally the issue. So.
Yep.
There are a couple of users that I know if I'm feeling like arguing with someone or whatever, I know for sure that they will have some comment in the main thread or in the main poll that I can jump into and say, no. And that's okay. Do you do that at all, Ten?
Do what?
Just have the occasional days where you just kind of feel like arguing with someone.
Not really. I would say I spend like, well, the amount of time I spend on show of hands probably depends on the amount of homework I have. Like if I'm completely free, I would spend about 1 or 2 hours answering questions. But if I'm like totally loaded and a minute at most.
A minute.
Different kind of loaded. All right. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you get into it with anybody on the app, tenderous. I've been around for a while. I'm not in every poll, obviously, but I don't think I've ever seen down at the bottom this tenderous going off on anybody about their feelings about Teletubbies or something. Yes. So.
Yeah, I don't really start arguments, but I mean, occasionally I'll see something political I don't agree with, and we'll have a discussion. But other than that, not really.
Yes. Alrighty, good. Beard?
There's the question how I wake up in the morning, and there's a series of apps I run through. Show of hands being one of them, and I'll answer all the questions that that came across in the probably 4 hours I was sleeping, and then and so I'll do that. I generally don't write any questions in the morning. I will be at work and I'll think of something, and I'll be like, I wonder about that, and then I'll throw a question out, and then when I get out of work at lunchtime, I'll run through questions because I hate to have a giant backlog of questions. So, so probably 3 times a day. So I'm probably on there a good 3 hours a day, and I can get it all together.
Yeah.
I said mine.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really spend much time on it.
Oh, yeah, I was asking you how he was.
Yeah. I don't really spend too much time on it, but I also don't have necessarily a need to answer all my questions. They're only polls. So if I fall behind, then I fall behind, and then I start to see polls that I recognize. And I'm like, kind of past the window on that. It used to not really be the case when the polls were open for 3 days, but now that they're open for whatever, longer. Yeah, I think I kind of gave up on catching up all the time.
I started doing a thing where I'll go back to the last question I answered, but I've started not answering some, but I generally always up or down them, depending. That's my marker for questions I've answered. Because there's a lot of polls I just don't want to answer because of how they're worded. So, but I use the up or down vote to indicate if I've already been there. So.
Sure.
I have done that too. And sometimes, if I just don't care, I just don't comment. I'll vote just to get it out of the way and not comment.
Okay.
Alright. Which one did you...
That's Big Fat Pastor. Junior Pac-Man asks, if we're deserted on an island,
Good name.
what would be your escape plan? Questions like, am I there by myself? Am I there with him? Am I there with... Is there danger on the island? Is Smokey gonna get me? I need to know these things.
Yeah.
I guess if it... Oh, it says deserted island. Or no, you were deserted on an island.
You were deserted on an island?
I'm not a strong swimmer. I would die if I didn't build a raft. I might die if I built a raft anyway.
Well, I mean, so, I mean, shoot, Australia's an island.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's not.
Yeah, fucking that.
Not a good one.
That's good.
No, deserted on an island, I'm like kind of the standard thing, build shelter, try and get some food, build a fire. But as far as escaping, I don't know, build a really big fire, and maybe, I don't know. I'll hope for the plane from Lost to show up.
Not from Lost. You don't know that? That's why I said Smokey.
No, Smokey's not on the plane.
Yeah, you don't want to. I wouldn't want anything from Lost on an island.
We'll have unanswered questions about this poll. This question, given that, are we dealing with a deserted island that's literally deserted? There's not even a tree on the island. Or are we dealing with the island is lost, where there's forest creatures and a smoke monster? Is Dharma there?
I could live on polar bear for a good long while, I think.
Right? That's what I'm saying. And golden retriever wandering around.
Perfect.
See, things I wanted to know.
I bet, what's his name? Walt could get you off the island.
Yeah, that's true. You know, if there's like no other people and nothing that's going to try to eat me while I'm sleeping, then I would try to make an intelligent plan that would maximize survival. I wouldn't just try to get the hell out of there and then, you know, not make it very far. I'd have to learn how to swim better.
If it's not too threatening of a condition, I wonder if I would try to get off the island.
If there's not what?
If it's not too threatening of a condition, like if it's the sort of thing where I'm like, I can make a decent shelter. I've got a steady source of food and water and stuff. I kind of wonder if I would actively try to get off the island, or just, you know, have a fire burning, and if someone sees it, great, and if they don't, then we'll just on the island.
Right. Yes. If we were trying that were hunting me on the island, I'd be more eager.
That's what I'm saying.
I bet it'd be a certain kind of peaceful for a good long while.
Yeah, until you went crazy.
Yeah,
But then you're not by yourself anymore, because I'm sure all your
I got my mom.
it's not like I'm gonna hurt anyone. Tenderous, how are you getting off the island?
I would try to clear an area and let's say there's a big grassland. I would get a bunch of bark and try to make this giant, these giant letters on the ground big enough so that a satellite image could, like, I would get a bunch of bark and spell spell the word help in a way.
We're giant.
Yeah, probably like, I don't know, half a kilometer wide. With the satellite, like in satellite imagery, it could pick it up, and they could investigate.
If they're looking.
If they are.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't know what I would do. Probably just be there for the rest of my life.
Bama, are you getting off the island?
My plan was actually similar to his, although I was thinking beach and rocks and SOS, but same basic thing is try to spell out in large letters SOS on the beach. And hope that I can survive until somebody stumbles across me. I mean, you know, try to do basic survival things like shelter and food, but fire. But just, and like y'all said, you know, it depends on whether there are people or animals hunting you on the island. So.
It could be the island of misfit toys.
Well, then you could just lay the toys out and let them spell SOS. I guess. I don't know.
That is true.
Are you getting off the island?
It said it depends.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of island I'm dealing with. If I'm dealing with an island where there's clear dangers on the island, then I'm going to be working to get off. If it's a pretty peaceful island and food is fairly readily available, whether it be seafood combined with coconuts and mangoes and those types of things, then, you know, I might chill, build some fires, try to do the SOS thing like you're talking about. Because doing long swims in the ocean, not a good idea. Not prudent. If you're that far out where it's going to take them that long to finish, you're not going to make it swimming. So that's my thought on that. Unless you're maybe Michael Phelps.
Or Captain Jack Sparrow. What?
Yeah.
Did he swim a long way? Did he make it?
Well, he made up a story about how he like lassoed sea turtles.
Sea turtle. That's right.
And we're like, what rope did he have? And he said it was hair from his back.
Oh my.
I think I could do that.
Yeah. And, but it was really, he had landed on an island that rum runners were storing their goods, and he had just drunk himself into a stupor on the beach, and they came back for their rum, and he was like, oh, hey, guys. Hey, maybe I get on your boat.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Next question. Zar.
Okay. Zar asks.
I have it right here.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Zar asks, you run into a person you graduated high school with at a restaurant/bar who you never really liked. It's likely. Any ill will feelings are many, many years removed, so the person offers to buy you a drink. You chit-chat for a few hours and both leave at the same time, sober. As you drive home, you get into a major fender bender where the damage to both cars is very obvious. Lo and behold, the driver steps out and it's the person you were just talking to. He tells you not to report the accident. What do you do?
Sorry, friend. I'm reporting the accident. Isn't that why I'm paying a lot of money in car insurance?
That's what I'm screaming.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then who knows, like, I mean, even if you can pay out of pocket, depending on how extensive the damage is, who says that they don't do something crazy? I mean, I guess if they don't have the report too, but I don't know. You should just call the cops and get a report done. I mean, yeah, that's what I would do. And even if I like really liked the person, I feel like you still should be like, why do you not want to make a report? I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I a lot about these things.
They're more trouble than they're worth.
Reporting a car accident on car insurance, I don't really have much knowledge on that. But I don't see any reason I wouldn't report it. I mean, I would just probably treat it as any other car accident, even if, I mean, they were of my friends. I mean, it would be really costly to not report it and having to fix it yourself.
That's what I'm saying. So, anybody else not going to report it?
You know, again, I hate to be that guy, but it depends on the circumstance. You kind of go with your gut at the time. And, I mean, if he's willing to explain why, I had 4 DUIs, I'm in, well, he ended up drinking, so it's probably not good. If there was any number of reasons that I thought were good reasons, I potentially hold out. But if he was just being bossy about it and kind of a jerk, I'd be like, screw you, pal. But so yeah, it depends, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd be too relativistic about it. That's kind of a relative question.
Bama, are you reporting this?
Yeah, she's saying.
Yeah, it would have to be an awfully good reason for me not to. I can't even think of one, but it would have to be an awfully good one for me not to.
Well, was it their fault?
Yeah, I don't think he said, did he?
Say who was at fault.
Yeah. Still, if I'm at fault, I would too.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I know. But I mean, like, I could understand a little bit more by if the friend was at fault and they were like, don't report this, please. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No. Yeah, probably would.
It's not.
It's just uncomfortable and I think about it. Okay. Flip Flop Girl asks, how do you rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of intelligence, looks, personality, sense of humor, and drive? Like, are we rating each one of those things separately? Flip Flop? Or is this just like overall, like the whole package? What do we think?
Let's go with overall.
Overall?
Uh,
Well,
Yeah, maybe overall is a good.
8. I feel like that's a good 8, 8.5. Yeah. Sounds good to me. What do you got?
For you or for me?
For you.
I'm a semi-crazy person. I don't think I get that high up.
Well, I don't think that being crazy was a thing. It has nothing to do about crazy on here.
yeah.
Intelligence? I mean, if we're going to start taking averages of things, is that what we're doing now? Like this? What about you, 10? What do you say?
Well, I'm pretty different in all of these things. Intelligence, I get really good grades. I have a 4.0 average.
Nice.
But on sense of humor, not really. So average, probably 6 or 7.
All right.
Okay.
I went first and I picked 8.5. If everybody picked lower than that, I'm gonna look like such a big idiot.
What?
All right. Beard, what do you got?
Okay, so we're averaging together. Is that what we're doing?
I guess so.
Sure.
I don't know. I need more instruction.
Okay, so intelligence, sense of humor, I'm pretty good on. Drive, not good. Or drive.
I think you're a pretty good driver. You taught me how to drive.
I do well driving.
I'm just kidding.
Drive. I'm gonna go solid. Average all together. I'm gonna give myself a good solid 4.864.
What? You should have
What?
to make me, not feel like I've just thought so loftily of myself.
All right. 5.723.
That's still not 8. I don't think you understand how numbers work. Okay, fine. Maybe you deserve the 5.
See? I'm proving I deserve the
0.723.
Yeah.
Hello, don't take any away from me here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get 2 points added for beard quality.
Oh. Well, damn. All right. Yeah, so I'm like well, we're putting a beard in it. I'm at like 20. So whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Being an 11. Rank it up, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's like Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
So I added 11 to mine, and he's like, well, I just make 10 the 11.
That's what we were always wondering, but whatever.
We said the answer is to stand there and say, for $10,000, I can make these figures that go to 12. Bama, where are you?
Well, I actually liked Julie's idea to average it all together and say maybe probably an 8 or so.
I'm with you. 'Cause, yeah.
Yeah, I'm about that. See? Good. So you are.
Good. I will give myself mid-6.
Come
A
on.
what?
A mid-6.
Mid-6.
Oh, good grief. I have noticed on the app when we do these that guys either way downgrade themselves or way overrate themselves. One of the two.
Like, you can always count on the fact that Rich V will give you some wow. He's like, he's got the biggest penis on SOH, and he's the best looking fella. There's no end to how awesome he is. We all
Oh, gosh.
Oh, I'll get it. I like it a lot. Oh, good. Okay. Org Blue 10 asks, what was your favorite job that you've ever had? It could be a regular job or part-time.
I worked at a bookstore that was not doing particularly well. I worked at a bookstore that would get a handful of customers per day, like maybe as many as 10, 15. And I would work long shifts there. And we sold books and we sold high-end chocolate. And so pretty much my job was sitting reading books all day and sampling chocolates when the distributor came to drop them off, because you can't sell the ones that are broken because they don't sell, because they're whatever, $35 a pound, so you can't sell ones that are cracked because people won't buy them. It was a really nice deal. It was probably the nicest thing I could have ended up in. The bookstore ended up closing, so it wasn't a great deal for everyone. But
That sounds like a cool job, though.
it was great. And it was one of those like end of high school, beginning of college jobs. So I had, it was a situation where I really appreciated all the extra time to just sit and read anything at all.
Yeah.
I've never worked, but I do volunteer in the library after school, helping the librarian with stuff. And I find that, just the environment of the library, it's really soothing. I mean, the layout is really nice, and I just enjoy being in there, so
yeah,
I enjoy it a lot.
Good one.
I gotta say, I've actually really liked all of my jobs except for one, and it was the last job I had before we started having kids. That was bad. But I've really enjoyed all of my jobs quite a bit. So I don't know what one my favorite one is. That's not a very good answer.
It's not.
I don't know.
That's the shorter version of the same answer.
I know. I don't know.
Did you have one that was cooler than the others?
Not really. I mean, I don't do cool things.
Did you have one that was on your own schedule and you could pick the hours at least?
Yeah, so I do have that. I mean, I still do that.
Well, that seemed like it was a scripted question there. So tell me, do you have a job currently where you can do X, Y, Z, and you actually don't mind it? Oh, yeah.
That job. So I teach violin and piano lessons, and I can, it's whenever our schedule allows. So it's not I have to, whatever. So that part is nice, the freedom and the flexibility. There are some days, obviously, as in most jobs, that are more trying than others, and I've lucked out that actually most of my students now are beginning piano students instead of violin students. I don't know if you've ever been exposed to beginner violin students. It takes a certain, I don't know what,
Patience?
to listen to that and not want to be like, what are you doing? Are you killing a cat or are you playing an instrument? Fantastic. No, I'm just kidding. I would never say that. Actually, somebody told that to me when I started playing the violin. I won't name her name. She might be related to me, but But yeah, no, I really enjoyed all of my jobs. So I guess I'm really #blessed.
Yeah.
Okay. Going on, next question. Yes. There's two.
Oh, I don't get to say mine. Is that what this is
I
about?
was gonna say you don't want to know mine and Josh's.
Yeah. Beard.
Everyone.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you and Tinder are the only ones that answered, but that's okay.
Fine. I'm glad that you got to talk. That's really good.
Well, isn't that, remember, it's all about mama, no? Isn't that what we had established?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Who's the 8?
Yeah. Who's the 8.5? That's right.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. We are in awe.
All right, BamaGirl.
Did you say me?
Yeah.
My favorite job. I'm torn. I had a temp job one time that I really enjoyed. So much so, and apparently I did it well enough that they actually brought me back. I did it during the summer break, and they brought me back at Christmas to do the same job. And it was basically, it's going to sound really boring, but it was basically reconciling billing accounts on government contracts.
Mm-hmm.
But the other one you guys are going to find way cooler, which was my first job. I had it for about 5.5 years. I worked at Space Camp. And I was initially a registration clerk, and then I was the clerk in the office that got to make change for the kids and keep the lost and found and talk to all the parents and all that kind of stuff. So, but, yeah, spent 5.5 years at Space Camp.
Nice. Okay.
Mine's a weird one. When I came out, before I went into the military, and when I came out, the best job I had when I went in, and the first job I had when I came out, is that I worked in a kitchen of a popular chain restaurant, and as a cook. And I'll tell you, that was probably one of the most satisfying work I've ever did. And it's incredibly intense when it's going on, but when you're done, you're done. You don't think about it when you go home. You don't have 10 miles of responsibility that go along with it. You just cook like hell, and then you're done, you know? And then when it's that busy, the funniest and craziest stuff happens, and you're really tight with the guys on the line, and it's pretty fantastic stuff. So, kind of miss that sometimes.
See, that's why I was like, I was a server at one of those popular chain restaurants, and some of the nights were like crazy busy. But at the end of the night, you were done. You didn't have to, you know. So.
And you felt like you were wore out because you worked your brain out, you know. And then it was also a crazy party atmosphere. I don't know if you ever got into that aspect of it, but and normally when a restaurant closes if it closes at 11, then everybody's out by about 2 after shutting everything down, and nobody wants to go to bed. And so the atmosphere is one that does not promote positive decision making in life. So.
No, they didn't include me in that, but it was also probably because I had 2 other jobs and I didn't ever stick around longer than I had to. So, yeah. But I know that a lot of the cooks and servers that went to like expediters and stuff that weren't servers anymore, they would all hang out and stuff. So it is. They take care of each other. That's for sure. Yeah. Okay. Lightning wants to ask Limitless or Muppets. I don't know what Limitless is.
Either.
It's a new TV show on CBS. I've seen the ads. I haven't watched the show, but the dude can swallow a pill, and apparently it makes him capable of doing anything or something.
Oh, I did see that one.
Oh.
I'm going Muppets, but
Muppets.
Have you seen the new Muppets?
I have.
It's actually really funny.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot funnier than.
There's a lot of really adult humor in that show
I
now.
was going to say it's more adult.
I never actually
You
saw
didn't
all.
catch any of it, but yeah.
I never saw old Muppets either.
Now,
Are you serious?
that's because he was raised in a laboratory, folks.
Oh, and he's super young too. I forget about that.
Teen, yeah.
I
Hmm.
don't think so.
I don't know. Although I'm still at that point in my life where I like to get carded. When you're like out and you're like, I'm gonna get a drink or whatever, and they're like, oh, can I see your card? It's not such a nuisance anymore. Well, I'm sure it will be, but I don't know. Thought I'd just throw that out there.
Okay.
Kind of weird.
Never seen either of those TV shows.
Me
So.
neither. Well, I saw the preview for the Muppets, and they were hanging around the Scandal cast, and I thought that was pretty funny. But other than that,
All
Yeah.
I've seen with Muppets, really ever, is that the little skit where John Oliver's talking to them about prison.
Oh, and that's Sesame Street. Yeah.
It's, yep. So I don't even know the Muppets from Sesame Street. Apparently.
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 Oh well.
Oh well.
Too far without knowing. I think I'm doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else you got?
I don't know. Okay, SC Mama wants to know, if all show of hands users were on Survivor, who would you vote off first?
Oh, yeah, that's a hard question.
Yourself on Escaping Island. Does that work?
Maybe.
Yeah, I probably would vote for myself first. I don't want to be on an island with all the show of hands users. No offense to everyone in general, but I can't get rid of one person and make it okay. So I'll get rid of me.
I would definitely keep Ronder because he's like the last Survivor fan, and I would want him to stick around and win.
I'd want him to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for it.
We're rooting for you, Ronder, even though you're not here tonight
Yeah, what the
having a life and stuff. Dang. So, I don't know. I would probably try to choose the most miserable looking person because honestly, let's be real. That doesn't appeal to me. And
Yeah, it doesn't me either.
I mean, do they get like change? They don't get different clothes, right? So when you're like swimming around, and then you're all squishy, and then you have to continue to be squishy until your clothes dry, and that's just not fun for anybody.
Yeah, I don't know who the most miserable person would be, but you're right. That's who.
I would, probably.
Mercy off vote.
And it'd probably be me. You're like, bye, enjoy.
See ya.
How about you? Are you?
am I the Survivor one? I can't answer just because I feel like even if I have an answer other than myself, I just don't want to. I gave Rick D a hard time because I know he can handle it, but I wouldn't want to be that guy who's gonna go under the bus on SoHHO. So kind of not what we do here. So I'll leave it alone. But anybody else can feel free to answer.
Yeah, see, I agree. I didn't, when I read the question, I thought, yeah, I don't want to answer that. But yeah, I think maybe either whoever seems the most annoyed or is annoying everyone else.
Oh, you know what? I came answer. That shadow is gone. There you go. Off the island. Boom! What do you have to say about that? See, he's not watching. I can say whatever I want.
I haven't seen him around. Has he been on the app recently, or did I accidentally unfollow him? Or?
No, he pops in every once in a while. He's made a couple comments I've seen. So.
Yeah, I've seen him lately.
Okay.
He's probably busy living a life or something.
Yeah.
I would vote. Let's see. Mama, I see him making absurd comments all over show of hands, and
there you go. Good answer.
Who? I didn't hear what he said.
Team Mama.
Ah. Yeah.
Oh, is he still around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a big, long discussion with him. Like, it was seriously pages and pages.
Discussion or argument?
No, like actual discussion.
Oh, okay.
So some of the people on here who I was even warned about by some other users as this person's particularly volatile. I found that I can have actual discussions with, and I mean, not always, but sometimes. I think it's interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get angry with people on here though. And I
I
think
only
that
get
helps a
angry
lot.
when they call me unnecessary names. Because
Yeah,
one, you don't know me, and two, that's just not cool.
yeah, that particular.
That's true.
You're an attorney. Your client reveals to you that he killed someone. Okay. Consequently, someone who was convicted of the murder is about to be executed. You reveal that your client is guilty and face disbarment or uphold attorney confidentiality. I will answer because I've got a kid to go chase after for a second, I think. I will answer.
Nora likes me better than you.
Okay. I'll say I will totally risk disbarment for a couple reasons. One, because it's just strikes me as the right thing to do. And for an innocent person to be executed is completely ridiculous to me. And for capital punishment is completely ridiculous to me. I know we try and stay away from political issues, and that's kind of a hot one lately. But lately, you know, being the last 150 years or so. But I will say I will do what I can. Also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that if they tell you that they killed someone, that you are no longer risking disbarment by disclosing that. That that's something over which you can enjoy the privilege, legally speaking. But I'm not an attorney.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's the right thing to do, so I would try to do that.
Are you?
Yeah, as far as I know, in the state of Michigan, at least, if a defendant declares to you that he has actually done the crime, that you are by law required to report that information. The patient or client confidentiality is so that they can disclose things to you that may be self-incriminating, but aren't necessarily guilt. So all the attorneys I know that I've talked to and that my family's been involved with have all said, don't tell me if you did it. Do not tell me if you did it. I'm here to get you off with me thinking that you didn't do it. So, but if you tell me you did it, I have no recourse. So, there you go.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I have seen Matlock and Perry Mason say, I don't want to know if you did it or not. You know, because they need to assume that you're innocent. Yeah, if they disclose to me, I would have to tell them. I couldn't live with that on my conscience of somebody innocent being put to death for something they didn't do.
Right. So there you go, Jake CRS. We had 4 people that gave the same answer, and that roughly never happens. All right, Jake CRS again. Maybe I'll ask an advice question. I'm 62% certain this girl in 2 of my classes likes me, at least in a friendly way. I plan on asking her for her number tomorrow. Any suggestions? Pursue a romantic interest. She always chooses to sit next to me in both of the classes we have together and always says, "Bye, Jacob," before leaving. As long as your name's Jacob, I think for
Yeah, assuming that your name's Jacob, which I am since your thing on there's Jake. Yeah, I say she definitely likes you. If she is making a point to say goodbye every single time and to sit beside you, yeah.
I'd say go for it anyway. Honestly.
Yeah.
Whether she does or not.
this is the one thing, and I think that we forget sometimes what it was like to be in those grades where the do or die situation. And I bet you, tenderous can probably speak a little bit more to this. We're all old, but I can kind of remember what it was like to think, if I ask this and she laughs at me, I'm done. I'm dead. This is the end of my life. The humiliation would be just too great, and she's gonna go tell her friends, and every time I pass by the lockers, they're laughing at me, and then these other boys find it. Yeah, it's just that, so I can see the anxiety that would come from it. I can remember it from the other side. So, whereas now, as a 38-year-old man, I'm like, he said no. Ah, well, he doesn't know what you're missing. There you go. This is a solid 5.673. You need to be a 7.63, but I went down a little bit.
No, yeah.
Well, since she's in your class, if the teacher asks a question or if you have to do an assignment, ask her to ask her a question about something about the assignment. Like, pretend you're not clear on something, and you can start a conversation and compliment each other in the I don't know, but that's what I think.
Maybe suggest studying for a test or something of that nature.
Something else. I guess I don't know anything about you, Jake, or how. Wait, yeah, I do. So yeah, just ask her to a coffee shop. Coffee shops are great because it's like this neutral, open setting where both people arrive separately and can leave separately. Like, oh, this is not working out. I will leave, and it's no longer awkward type of thing. And it's non-threatening, and everyone loves coffee, right?
Or something that you can get at the coffee shop. Coffee, tea,
Yeah.
pastry, something.
No, to me, it's a go for it type of thing because
Yeah.
as long as you're not too awkward about it, if you don't make it a huge deal, then your worst case scenario is no, and it's not like you can really get. Realistically, it's not like you can really get any kind of laughed at for it. Oh, you thought I was attractive. That's so funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just. But yeah, it's a different thing, and I'm coming from a different.
Okay, well, we're assuming this person is young, but I just looked at the profile picture, and I'm thinking this person's in college.
Yeah.
Either that or that's not him in the profile picture. One of the two.
He's been on here before.
Okay.
No, it's. I mean, I'm coming from a different background where I grew up mostly nomadic, so for me, anything that was awkward wasn't really awkward for more than 8 or 9 months, and then I'd probably be living somewhere else anyway. So maybe I'm not the best person to listen to on this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, but I agree. I mean, the worst she could say is no. And she's, at the very least, probably going to be flattered that you ask. So,
yeah.
I say go for it. And do keep it casual.
Ronderman asks, you wake to a strange noise in the middle of the night. Do you investigate, stay in bed while listening, or just go back to sleep?
Stay in bed. Nothing good can happen from us investigating.
And did it happen one time, or does it happen a few times? I woke up and I hear it, and I'm like, okay, nothing, and all of a sudden there it is again, or there's just one noise, and I'm like, whatever.
Gemma?
I'm going to stay in bed and listen until I figure out whether I need to investigate or not. And if I determine I need to investigate, then I will. But I'm going to lay there for a minute and try to ascertain what might be making noise. Is it the dog? Is there a cat on the front porch? Or is there actually someone in the house and I need to, get a gun or get help or.
Yeah. I I guess it depends on what kind of strange noise. If it's a strange noise that sounds like a person, no. No. When my older two kids share a room, then all of our bedrooms, like the bedroom's hallway, locked off from the rest of the house. And in that case, it's just, and we would just lock it at night. And that would be, we'll stay in there and let it be. But now that the older two don't share a room anymore, I'm, yeah, I'm probably going to go out and try and take care of it. Because, and I'll take some precautions and stuff too, but um, they can get, realistically, it's not someone coming in here, but if it is, then they would potentially be able to get to one of my kids' rooms if I just stay in bed, and that's not okay.
Right.
You could be the killer in any.
Well, we know Josh's answer.
You could be the killer in any horror film. Who would you be from a vegetarian?
I know I said Mike Myers for Halloween, but I don't think that's what I'd take.
Oh, you don't think that's going to be your fan? Okay, well, I don't watch horror films in general, so although I know who some of the killers are, I don't know a whole lot of the stories, so I guess I'm going to go with the one that I've actually seen, which would be Scream or any of the killers in any of the Scream trilogies, because I have actually seen all three.
I think there are 5 now.
Oh, really? Okay, well, I've seen the first 3.
I don't know if it's true, but not whether you've seen them, but whether they're.
I understand.
I mean, I guess I don't know that either, but I would trust you not to lie about something like that.
I understood.
How about you, Tender?
I haven't really seen any horror movies either. I tried playing Slenderman last year. I got nightmares for months on end.
You tried what?
I tried playing. There's this game called Slenderman, and it's kind of like a horror psychological game. I got nightmares for like months on end. I don't know. Probably same as she said. Dream or any of the popular ones.
Okay. Do you have something?
I'm gonna go with killer from a horror movie. Let's see. Trying to think of the name of the movie right now, and for whatever reason it's escaping me. But you know, Freddy Krueger is always kind of a pretty bad dude. So if I had to pick one, I guess off the top of my head, I'd go with Freddy. And yeah, at least he has a sense of humor. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay. I'm not really a horror movie watcher, so this is a little bit tough. Nosferatu. Does that count?
Nosferatu, huh? Nice.
I don't even know who that is, but okay.
It's like it's a very old one. When I should see when that was. You'd know it if you saw it.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
It is 1922.
Oh, wow.
Really, 19. Yeah,
Yikes.
that's not the best way to do it, but
Gotcha. I see it.
The silent film.
That is kind of freaky looking.
it was like the first horror movie that I ever saw, and really one of the only. So it sticks. Ooh, this is quite a few. Oh, no, okay, it's like 2 questions left. I was going to say, this is long. What's the oddest or funniest injury you've ever had? Asks Flip Flop Girl. I think you should go first on this one, Bama.
The oddest or funnest? Um, I'm trying to think. I don't know. Yikes! That I don't get injured a whole lot. I break toes. I guess probably the funniest thing was I was probably in like 4th grade or so, and my dad was grilling, and he was standing outside with a or my mom had sent me outside with a platter for him to put like the hamburgers or whatever on, and it was Corel ware. Josh probably knows what that is. He's old enough to know what that is. But anyway, it was Corel ware, and I went down the steps to where he was, and I guess stumbled or whatever. I dropped the platter on my foot and managed to break a toe dropping the platter. So either that, or when I did almost cut a toe off. I got out of the shower and slipped and fell into a shift robe that was in front of me and shattered a mirror, and one of the shards of mirror almost cut off my baby toe. Had to get stitches and stuff. I'm not easy on my toes, apparently.
I guess.
Sorry, I don't have a funny story.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I've injured myself so many times I can come up with you.
Why don't you share one?
Pick one.
One time, the first one that popped in my head was I was helping some people move, and we were moving into an apartment, and they had put those cement parking blocks, pillars outside so people couldn't back too far to close the door. And I don't know why I missed it, because normally I wouldn't have. I had run, and I was going to jump up and land on it and do, the Karate Kid.
Crane.
Thank you, crane. I was like, oh, okay, no, that's not right. Well, I jumped up on it. I landed on it right, but my foot slipped off of it, and I was airborne, and I landed on that thing with my rib cage, and rolled off the top of it onto the ground. And all my friends just walked by me going, "Dumbass." Yeah, and I just laid there moaning, and my chest hurt for like a week. Yeah, that was painful. That was a good one. Then there was the time where the day that I was supposed to start hunter safety, I was playing with my cousin's archery set in his garage, and one of his broadheads was stuck in the quiver. And I'm like trying to get the arrow out of the quiver, and it let go, and that razor blade went sliced right across the palm of my hand, deeply. And my dad's talking to my my uncle. I'm like, I didn't want him to see that I just gashed myself horribly, and so I'm like trying to get to the house so I could get a Band-Aid on it. I thought, but I'm dripping all the way to the house. And all of a sudden, he just like, boy. And I'm like, ah, crap. And so he wrapped my hand in duct tape, and I went to hunter safety that day. Yeah. Let me learn. Yeah. So.
I love the duct tape bandage.
Yeah, it worked well. I left that thing on there for a couple of days, and I have a nice scar, but it goes up nice.
Thunder?
I can't really think of one. But there's this one time I stubbed my toe on one of the corners of the bed, and I suddenly flinched because I didn't realize the bed was there. I was too preoccupied with something on my mind. So I flinched, and my other toe hit the bed, and I guess that's the closest thing.
Stub 2 toes at once. That takes talent.
I was in high school. I
Wow, this is going to be a good story if he's already laughing.
Um, I was in high school and we were supposed to be, it was for a world history course. We could do different, projects, and most of them were, construct this whatever or write this big group paper or whatever. But we did movies. We did a lot of movies. And for one particular movie, it was about, it doesn't really matter what it was about. I don't really remember. But um, in one scene, I was supposed to be some sort of like invading attacker type of, outdoor thing. So I've got this like, uh, whatever, some animal skin over my back, whatever it was. I don't actually remember. It wasn't the memorable part. But I'm walking up, and I'm supposed to be uh, a friend of mine is standing up in this like tower thing that we kind of half built, and he's supposed to be shooting arrows down. It's fine, and we've taken any of the tips off the arrows, any of the arrowheads off, and all that, and so it's just, it's going to kind of hurt, but it's not going to be a big deal. And for whatever reason, he thought it would be really funny if he turned his arrow into a burning arrow,
Mm.
and he shot me.
Oh.
And he got me like just clean in the chest. The
Oh,
which was like it kind of hurt and kind of burned and whatever, but the animal skin that I had on caught on fire, and it was pretty intense because it had to be tied on in some weird convoluted way, um, and then I couldn't get it off of there, and then by the time I did get burned. It was interesting, but we got it all recorded, and they just thought that I was doing something with effects or whatever, but I was just literally on fire.
wow.
There's that. Um, Jenna, we will get to your questions next week. I apologize. Hopefully you'll be on next week, and then you can answer your questions too. But this has gone quite a ways over, and I think it's a good time to call it. So with that, I will say goodbye. Thank you for being on to everyone, and we'll see you next week.